The weapon isn't typical, and you don't really like it.
As of today, it's outdated. There's no ammunition for it. Nobody's going to give you any. You can't pull it off the enemy. Your own guys won't resupply you either. And on top of that, the recoil kicks like a damn horse.
My name is Serhii Lipko. This is Svoboda, a serviceman of the Atei Battalion of the 28th Regiment of the National Guard of Ukraine. Good to have you here.
Glad to be here.
And today we're going to talk about the legendary historic rifle, the FN FAL. First thing I want to ask, and honestly I'm a bit cautious about it, this FN FAL, is it just a historical piece here? A unique weapon we want to show our viewers? Or is it actually listed in your service record and you carry it into combat?
No, this is purely a historical sample. It was transferred to us in 2022 by our allies. It's not used in modern warfare conditions, but it's still present in the armory.
But at the same time, it has a very distinguished history.
Its development was completed in 1951. It was designed for the 7.62 by 51 mm cartridge, also known as the .308 Winchester.
Before you stands a new .308 caliber rifle. Known as the FN, this weapon is capable of both semi-automatic and fully automatic fire. In terms of ease of use and speed of disassembly, it leaves all competitors far behind. Malfunctions are extremely rare thanks to its simple and reliable mechanism. The FN costs roughly twice as much as the Lee Enfield, but when it comes to rate of fire, there's no comparison. This new weapon is capable of firing up to 700 rounds per minute.
This is the infantry modification. There's also a paratrooper version, where the carry handle is absent, the stock folds, and I think the barrel is even shorter. There are also versions with Picatinny rails, so you can mount an optic. In general, it was in service with 90 countries, and took part in almost every armed conflict out there. Its recognizability is on par with the Kalashnikov and the M16. But despite all that recognition, today it's outdated. In the conditions of modern warfare, it's not relevant. It's too heavy, too bulky. It uses a cartridge that's too powerful for an infantryman. It's heavy, kicks hard. You can't carry much of it, and it's not widely available.
So you're saying 7.62 by 51 is basically .308. Roughly speaking, that's like an AR-10 platform. Marksman rifles use that round. In theory, you slap some good optics on here and you could run it to its full potential?
You could. But the question is, what's the point when it's so bulky? If you take modern rifles used in our war, they're lighter, more practical, more ergonomic. This is an old-school weapon where the gun doesn't adapt to you. You adapt to the gun, and that's a major drawback. If you quickly switch the selector and it lands in the middle position, it won't lock into semi-auto. And in that state, you won't be able to fire in automatic either.
Let's try to show everything in practice. We'll check that it's clear. Not firing, not doing anything.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, we've checked that it's clear. Now a practical demonstration.
Practical demonstration. Here, I take it off safety. If I switch to semi-auto, the shot goes off. If the fire selector is set below that position, the shot doesn't happen. When the safety is disengaged into that lower position, I won't be able to fire. That's something that can play a critical role in combat. Also, it's generally not recommended to fire it in full auto. Maybe only in longer bursts. The capability is there, but short bursts. Because the barrel itself is fairly thin, even from the very beginning near the chamber, it still can't handle heavy loads in prolonged bursts. Nothing on this weapon is adjustable. You can't adjust the stock length. You can't adjust the cheek rest. You can't change the grip. Nothing here is modular. The maximum you can change is the receiver cover to add a Picatinny rail for mounting optics. There are no real accessories for this rifle.
No talk of sound moderators either. The gas system here is what it is, and you're not threading any suppressors onto this?
No, On some versions, rifle grenades could be mounted and fired, but that process is way too complicated. Even compared to something like the GP-25 underbarrel launcher mounted on an AK system, that's far more practical. You don't need to modify anything, rework anything, or load special additional ammo. And here, you can't just use any grenades, only one specifically designed for this rifle by the Belgians. Only those. It's impractical. It takes too much time, too many steps.
We're saying it's outdated now, but let's roll back time for a second. Picture it in black and white when it first appeared. Back then, it was cutting-edge tech. For one, the charging handle is placed conveniently for a right-handed shooter.
At that time, it was a bit of a breakthrough, because the rifle replaced the .30-06 caliber. That's a large cartridge, with almost the same kinetic energy as the .308 Winchester. But this one is smaller, lighter, you can carry more of it, and recoil is lower. It was comfortable to use, for example. The charging handle here is positioned at about a 45-degree angle. The handling overall was quite comfortable. It sits nicely in your hands. Compared to weapons of that era, it's actually pretty ergonomic. I can grip it at the front of the handguard or toward the rear, because there are these small cutouts. You can place your fingers like this, or like this, or like this. In that sense, it's comfortable.
Another innovation it brought was the bolt hold open.
Yeah. When the ammo runs out, it locks back on the bolt hold open. But, how to put it? The Dragunov sniper rifle, the SVD, has the same bolt hold open system. So this isn't the first example. And I wouldn't say it did anything groundbreaking or truly new. Those solutions already existed, just on other weapons. It also shares similarities, for example, with the AR system, in that its recoil mechanism is located in the stock. If we take it apart now, you'll see there's no recoil system here, no spring, nothing, because it's all housed back here in the stock. It doesn't get dirty, it's protected, but because of that, the stock is heavy. So the center of gravity can be shifted more toward the rear. All right, performing a field strip. First, we remove the magazine, check the weapon is clear. Take out the gas plug. Remove the gas piston with the spring. Detach the receiver cover. Pull out the bolt carrier group. From the carrier, we separate the bolt itself. Field strip complete. Now we insert the bolt back into the carrier. Place it into the receiver. Reinstall the receiver cover. Put the gas piston back. Install the gas plug. Function check. Field strip complete.
What about cleaning tools? No storage compartment in the stock here?
No, even in theory it could have been done, but the manufacturer didn't. We can't really use the stock for that at all, because it can only be disassembled in a workshop. It's completely sealed from all sides, since the recoil mechanism is inside. The grip, this opening here. Yeah, that space could have been used for a cleaning kit compartment. But again, the manufacturer didn't do it.
I'll point out, the FN FAL, considering its history, was called the right arm of democracy, the right arm of the free world. And the key word there is right arm. Exactly that. If you're left-handed, if you shoot off your left shoulder, you're going to suffer. Though on the other hand, I've heard feedback that lefties fear it the most, but in reality, if you're a lefty, what's the issue? Feeding the magazine is a bit awkward because of this part. You kind of have to expose yourself a bit. Although if you twist it like this, you can still insert it fairly with no issues. With charging, honestly I think releasing the bolt hold open might even be more convenient for me in theory, but you really have to reach for it. And it's actually simpler another way. Yeah, it takes a good amount of force to press it. A normal weapon for a left-handed shooter, not worse than most others. But overall you can run it. This carry handle though, it's not really, it's kind of like a compromised machine gun, roughly speaking. You move somewhere, you carry it. But despite how much time has passed, it still fires, it still works, it still functions, and we're about to prove that right now.
Yeah, of course.
Let's check single shots.
Yeah.
.6, 2 times 51. It hits hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to control.
But you can hold it?
I can.
Alright, go ahead. I'll step back a bit. That's basically you dumping it like a machine gun from the shoulder right now.
Well, a machine gun actually has less recoil.
But you were landing some hits there. You see, heavy recoil, and the magazine's short too, so you won't be doing that for long.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because of the barrel wall thickness, you really shouldn't be firing long bursts with it. Short bursts up to about 5 rounds are still manageable, but even that isn't recommended.
And that's in the hands of a professional, someone who shoots everything and knows how to handle it. Now you're about to see what the FN FAL looks like in the hands of someone who... Mind if I give it a try?
Yeah, of course.
Well, honestly, not as scary as I thought. On semi-auto, you can actually feel that it's more controlled, more deliberate, so to speak. If I had some top-tier optics on here, it'd be a whole different story.
Yeah, in semi-auto it's accurate enough, but in bursts, because of the impact impulse and heavy recoil, that accuracy just disappears.
Alright, let's try bursts. Yeah, bursts are a whole different story. You can't drop the magazine that fast. And also, what you mentioned about ammo compatibility, if you toss a mag like this in combat and lose it, you've got, what, 2 left back in the unit? Here, I'll give it to you to lose. Wait, hold up. There we go, look.
Yeah, I know. I had that issue too.
That's not even an issue, I just bumped the round and it popped out of the mag.
Yeah, that's the problem. A problem with the rifle. Or the magazine. Twice now I didn't chamber a round properly.
And it's on bolt hold open right now, so we did it the modern way. switched it to full auto. It's got its flaws, but let's remember, what year are we in here, the 1950s?
It was produced in 1951.
1951. I also want to thank you for your patience. I know this weapon is very unusual, not typical, and you're not exactly a fan of it. But just to remind everyone, nobody in Atei is running this in actual combat.
No, we're equipped only with modern weapons.
The Atei Battalion runs modern gear, but they also respect history, legacy, and tradition. Thank you for introducing us to this piece. And of course, thank you for your service.
Likewise.